And so at that point, all right, so you decided to go back to Chicago to do what?
DJU TV.
You knew that the YouTube thing and the interviewing was going to be the future?
Yeah, man. I watch your shit all the time. Matter of fact, let me shout you out real quick, because damn, I am on No Jumper right now. Damn.
Hey.
I ain't gonna lie to, you know, I ain't gonna lie, Adam, you know what I'm saying? I share this with you real quick on your platform, right?
Okay.
So like, all right, check this out.
Tweak on this.
No, some real shit. So during, you know, when the pandemic first started, right? What year was that? 2020, right? 2020. Okay,
Yeah.
right. So I'm living in the A and they shut down the clubs and all that. You feel me? At the time I was DJing for a living. You see what I'm saying? So when they shut the clubs and shit down, I'm down. What the fuck? You feel me? So I had ended up trying to go drive trucks. See what I'm saying? I'm thinking about them big wheelers. You feel me? Because the trucks were still on the road. Niggas that was driving trucks were still getting money. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when that shit first happened, ain't nobody know what the hell was you know what I'm saying, be going on.
Right.
So I was trying to stay ahead of the curve. You feel me? I went to trucking school. I failed.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? And when I failed, like, I had to sit out a whole month before they allowed me to try again type shit.
Okay.
So that whole month was April 2020. I sat in the crib 30 days, 30 nights and watched interviews all day.
Really?
Feel me? So
Just killing time until you could...
I mean, I ain't had shit else to do.
Yeah.
I go outside, get some food, get some weed, come back in, and shit. I'm sitting on my ass watching interviews. I'm watching No Jump every day. I'm watching DJ Vlad every day. I'm watching Say Cheese every day. You see what I'm saying? I'm watching 16 Shot 'em every day. You feel me? I'm watching Zach TV every day. I'm really studying this shit. You feel me? So I went back to trucker school, failed again. I'm all right.
Is it really difficult to pass it? Like,
Man, I ain't know how to drive that big ass motherfucker. You feel
it's
me?
actually like you have to drive it with the instructor next to you?
I was fucking up on the reverse. You got to reverse that motherfucker. You know, you got to turn your wheel opposite of where you want your trailer to go.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't grasp that concept. Like, I'm a smart nigga, but that shit made me feel dumb as hell.
Sometimes I look at those 18-wheelers and I'm just like, how the fuck do you drive that thing? When they're taking a turn and it looks like the fucking wheels are going to drive right over the corner.
Yeah, niggas that know how to drive that, they know how to drive that, but I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Do your homework on driving 18-wheelers.
Yeah, do your homework. There's some truckers out there, and they get it. Hey, shout out to my truckers that's watching this right now. I got some homies that's, you know, DJU TV, keep them going. You know what I'm saying? They watching all of it over the road, you know?
All the rappers always talk about how they have a trucking company.
For sure.
But then meanwhile, who's actually driving the trucks?
Exactly.
DJU, do your homework.
Not DJU. I failed.
Not anymore, but yeah, you tried. Okay. so while you're doing all that, when does it kind of occur to you in your head like, oh, okay, I could actually do this shit. I could be an interview.
So I was doing interviews. A little bit in the A, right? Just going outside, you know what I'm saying? Like interviewing random people. You see what I'm saying? But I had a shitty ass camera. I ain't like the camera. You see what I'm saying? And me, I'm quality over quantity type of guy, you know? I'm not gonna put out no BS. You see what I'm saying? So with the camera I had, I kind of got discouraged. Well, I didn't get discouraged. I just fell back. And then that's kind of around the time I really locked in with Vaughn. So then that became a distraction. Okay. You see what I'm saying? So when Vaughn died, that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to do the interviews.
Right. And I feel like anybody who's going to start doing interviews, the one thing that I would always suggest to people is just figure out what's going to make you stand out, what's going to make you different, because the reality is if you want to just completely recreate whatever DJ Vlad has going on or whatever No Jumper has going on, it's going to be difficult. You're going to have to find your own niche, find your own lane, find something to sort of specialize in, etc. So for you, being that there already were a lot of people doing content out of Chicago, I guess, what did you feel like was going to be your thing that sort of separated you?
Well, like I said, so I'm watching these interviews 30 days and 30 nights, right? And what I'm noticing is all of these big platforms, they get their best content from Chicago. I'm looking at the No Jumper numbers when he interviewed for them. You feel me? I'm looking at Vlad when he's sitting down with, you know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, I know all these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Or if I don't know them personally, I know somebody that know them. I know I could get to him. And
you kind of know what to ask, too, because you're more ear to the streets.
I know exactly what's going on. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, with me being 32 years old, like I kind of been around for a minute in a way where like I'm I can sit down and, you know what I'm saying, ask some questions. You feel me? Like, I ain't got to be outside DJing in the clubs no more. I ain't got to be pulling up to nobody's house, carrying these speakers up these stairs. You feel me? Like, I got a better gift. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I'm blessed to be doing what I'm doing now for sure.
Right. Okay. So how do you actually get into the swing of things of doing interviews? You rent out a space to start, or you just start pulling up on people to do?
Yeah,
shit?
like I said, at first I was just pulling up. So that's how I started the channel. I was just pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Then I moved back to the rack because at the first I started DJU TV in the A. And I knew I'd be able to interview, you know, random people in the A. You know, the A like Black Hollywood, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I know that it won't really go translate with the YouTube numbers. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Get your nose wet doing some fit checks at the mall. You see, you never did that? A lot of people
I wasn't
doing
into none of that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't into none of that. You know?
That's how people get in the game now, I think.
You know what I'm saying? My bad.
Good.
But yeah, like, you know, so I just knew, like, you know, it was a market for that Chicago shit.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's one thing that I get when I watch, you know, people like you do the interviews and stuff. Is like, you know, I could be interviewing somebody and I don't know shit about what neighborhood they're from or whatever. I might have a sort of surface level understanding of
man,
who
you
they
done
beef
interviewed
with
so many motherfuckers. I'll be like, damn, why he ain't asked him? I'll be like, damn.
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard for us to, you know, put all the
I
pieces
know.
together, especially even in LA. There's a million different. I still find out about new gangs in LA. I'll just be
But you know what I
he's
like
from
about
this
you,
hood?
gang?
I never heard of it.
I like you. You can damn near have a conversation with anybody,
Right.
and that's kind of what I what study with watching your content. You know what I'm saying? Like, Adam, he could talk to the rappers. You know what I'm saying? The street rappers, the emo rappers. You know, XXX and them. You know, and then he could talk to the porn stars. You feel me? Dame Dash, the guy with the raw paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm watching all these. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, you know. So, you know, that's a talent. You feel me?
Definitely. So, okay, who'd you kind of start off with though when you started doing interviews?
So yeah, you know, I started with the BDs.
Okay, that's where you're from.
Nah, you funny.
I'm sure it would have been news if King Von had a GD DJ.
Right. See, but you know, I'm neutral.
Right. Okay. So you don't actually claim a side, but
Nope.
you're cool with the BDs more so.
I mean, I'm cool with both sides.
Okay.
But yeah, I was, you know, with being Von DJ, it was. Now I tell you this, you know, though I am neutral, you know what I'm saying, being Von DJ did come with some type of, you know what I mean, alliance. You know what I mean?
You're rolling around with these guys.
Type
you know,
shit.
They're gonna look out for you in a lot of situations. Probably they're expecting you to not necessarily fuck with people that they don't fuck with, even if it's not like explicitly said, right?
Well, I ain't gonna lie, niggas don't really be looking out for you, not for real. You feel me? So,
Okay.
you know, with everything you just said, if you just took the look out for you part, cause
Right.
ain't nobody gonna look out for you. I tell you that for sure.
Right.
For sure.
But Vaughn made it very, very clear who he did not like in his music,
Yeah, you did.
which is kind of interesting because now you interview a lot of people. I'm thinking about right now, you interview a lot of people who maybe would have had negative things to say about him at a certain point.
Right.
So, like, in a certain way, you not being a DJ anymore, did that kind of open the door for you to do interviews with whoever as opposed to having to be a little bit more political?
Well, you know what, bro? You know, all right, so let's talk about that part, right?
Right.
You know, you interview both sides, and you used to be King Von DJ. You know what I'm saying?
And you talking to FBG Butter.
Right. Okay, cool. So, like, you asked me, you know, who I started, right? So I started, you know, I was doing a lot of interviews with, you know, guys that was affiliated with King Von and Lil Durk and, you know, stuff like that. And I would just be reading the comments from the fans like, yo, you know, we rocking with what you doing. Like, we like this shit, but, like, you got to interview both sides. You know what I'm saying? And then I got family that's on the other side, and they telling me, like, yo, we rocking with what you doing. We supporting what you're doing. But, yeah, bro, if you going to be doing this, you got to do both sides. You feel me?
Did you not even think about that when you first started?
I had already knew I was going to have to do both sides. So, wasn't nobody telling me shit that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I already knew it. But when you start hearing it, you know what I'm saying, the comments start coming in, you know, only a fool wouldn't take heed,
Right.
you know?
Definitely.
All you got to do is listen. You see what I'm saying? So when people be telling you shit, just listen. Don't.
But did you get any backlash from the BDs that you were cool with when you started sitting down with people that they didn't like? No?
No.
They understood what you were doing?
Yeah. Because I never, you know what I'm saying? I don't do it in no lame ass way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be asking niggas about their ops and shit.
Right. Because that's one thing that people always will say about me is like, oh, you can get away with doing this or you can get away with that because you're white, so people don't hold you to the same standard that they would hold a black dude from. Like, if I was an LA interviewer and I was actually from a hood and I was black, then maybe it would be complicated for me to then sit down with all kinds of people. But nobody holds me to that standard because I'm such an obvious outsider to the shit out here.
They call you a culture vulture.
Yeah, they can say
how you feel about that?
I don't give a shit. Culture vulture my dick. See, that's out of some culture vulture shit. No, I mean, I don't care. They say whatever. They're always gonna think of the best thing that they could throw at you. You know, it's like before it was a culture vulture. It was God. You know, it's always just something. They pull something out of the hat. Yeah, I don't really take it too serious. You know. Yeah.
I mean, well, you know, when you're doing good, bro, they gonna have something to say about you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
Yeah, that's a fact. So, okay, as it gets going though, like, what was the first interview that really got eyeballs on you, or when did your first like viral moment from your perspective?
Probably, ooh, that was, you know what? Yeah. I mean, the obvious answer is Charleston White, right? That's the obvious answer.
But how long were you doing interviews before you hollered at him?
Not long, bro. You know, I ain't even been doing this long. I literally started doing interviews October 2021. But what you see on YouTube right now with the brick wall and Tupac and all that on the background, that was like we had got in there in May 2021. I mean, not 2021. I'm talking about 2022, right? I'm tweaking. I'm sorry.
That's dope that you invested in your production and in your space.
Yeah, shout out to Word T Productions for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Because you don't really want to be pulling up on people all the time. It gets a little complicated, right? And
I just knew, you know, having obviously a consistent background, you know what I'm saying, would be appealing to your audience eye. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely. Especially these days, there's so many people doing content that your production quality kind of becomes part of your brand. You know, like if you're just doing some janky ass interviews, it's going to be hard for people to really develop a fondness for you, bro.
You know, quality matters, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But yeah, so I was doing it for like a few months. Well, not a few months before I got to Charleston White, but it wasn't long.
Okay.
Several months. It wasn't a whole year.